A number of folks somehow increase their leg length after puberty by pedaling a bicycle with a raised seat, like the person who posted this story on a cycling forum. The person who posted the story preferred anonymity, but here it goes. Well, I don't know if this is true, but I know I increased the length of my legs a few years ago by doing the cycling exercise whereby you make sure your legs are fully stretched. I used to cycle 15 miles a day and the growth was really rapid, and I was 27 years old. I'm surprised this sort of thing isn't featured more on this forum, as it really works. Considering that this individual was 27 years at the time this happened, he was clearly past the puberty stage, but his legs somehow grew. So, how and why could this be possible? Though hypothetical, this video will explore the possible reasons as to why raising the bicycle seat can potentially increase your leg length. The first possibility is the impact of stretching on leg muscles and joints. A study that was conducted to assess the effects of small changes in bicycle saddle height on efficiency and lower limb motion, it was established that raising a bicycle seat leads to an extension of hip, knee and ankle joints. Though speculative, this could contribute to leg length in one way or the other, especially if the leg stretching is done consistently. To elaborate more on the impact of stretching the leg muscles while pedaling a bicycle with a raised seat. Change in muscle length after a stretch is applied is normally temporary, lasting for only hours if not minutes before the muscle reverts to its original position. However, if tension is maintained for a long time, muscles adapt to function in a stretched position, and in the process, the length of the muscle will increase over time until a new steady-state length is reached, a term known as the adaptive remodeling of muscle. The stimulus for the adaptation of muscle length results from the imposed length change. When you ride a bike with a seat raised, a number of leg muscles are consistently stretched, and these include the calf muscles, the lateral and medial head muscles, the tibialis anterior and the plantaris muscles. The second possibility is developmental adjustment. Human body readily responds to changing environmental stresses in a variety of biological ways. One of the more powerful types of adjustments to environmental stresses is a change in growth patterns and development. Such permanent changes are referred to as developmental adjustment. What makes such developmental adjustments to parts of our bodies possible is the fact that humans have a high degree of physiological or phenotypic plasticity, which is the ability to alter the phenotype in response to changes in the environment. A phenotype refers to an individual's observable traits, such as height or eye color. Phenotypic plasticity allows us to respond to changes that occur within our lifetime. Hence, we can be molded physically by our environment during the growing process. For instance, some women wear tight corsets to hold and train the torso into the desired shape and achieve the classic hourglass shape. On the other hand, organisms continuously face challenges as they grow and develop, and are equipped with the ability to develop traits in a bid to adapt to hostile conditions they are exposed to. Take an example of giraffes. According to French zoologist Jean-Baptiste Lamarck's book Zoologique Physique, they had shorter necks but continuously stretched their necks to strip leaves from the untouched upper branches of trees, and as a result, their necks became longer over time to adapt to the environment. English naturalist Charles Darwin too believed that the giraffe's extraordinary long forelegs, tongue and neck must have something to do with foraging on the higher branches of trees. Hence, when you raise a bicycle seat and your legs consistently stretch out to reach for the pedals, developmental plasticity or adjustment may come into play, especially if you begin doing this during childhood when your bones are still growing rapidly. Your body may receive a communication that the legs reaching the pedals is a matter of survival, and due to the imposed environmental changes, the legs gradually lengthen over time. Since adaptation is a process, it may take some time for your legs to adapt, so patience is very key. So, what will you need to effectively increase your chances of increasing your leg length with this technique? First, you will need to ensure that you get the right bike to do the job, and you will have to ensure that it is stationed. Your setup should ideally look like this. I personally used an outdoor bike since most outdoor bikes are easier to customize. What makes the bike good or efficient in this case? First, the bike should be slightly bigger for your size. If you are too tall for your bike, you won't have much room to adjust your seat post, which will make it hard to fully stretch your legs even when the seat is slightly raised. To find out the appropriate bike size for your height, first you need to measure your inseam, that is your inside leg measurement. The inseam length is the distance between just below your crotch and the bottom ankle. To measure your inseam, stand close to a wall and place your legs 15 to 20 centimeters apart. Place a large, hardcover book between your legs to simulate the bicycle seat. And mark where the book's spine touches the wall. Measure the distance from that point to the floor. That's the approximate measurement of your inseam. These are the appropriate bike sizes in relation to your height and inseam measurement. Since in this case you want a slightly bigger bike, I suggest that you get a bike with the highest possible measurement of the frame size for the height range after your height range. For instance, if you are between 4 feet 10 inches and 5 feet 2 inches, I suggest that you get a bike with a frame size of 40 centimeters. If you are between 5 feet 6 inches and 5 feet 10 inches, get a bike with a frame size of 50 centimeters and so on. If you get a big bike, your legs will fully stretch with any slight increase in your bike seat height. Otherwise, if the bike is small for your height, you will end up like this. The frame size is usually measured as the distance between the top of the seat tube where the seat clamp holds the seat post and the center of the bottom bracket. Sometimes, the center or top of the top tube is chosen as the first point. Please remember that this is just a guideline for choosing the right bike size. There are many different bike brands and models, so frames and general structure may completely vary between them. Also bear in mind that cycling alone with a raised seat may not be enough to increase the leg length for some individuals, especially if you are past the puberty stage, so some use supplements to catalyze the process, but I personally focused on increasing growth hormone release. Like I shared in the PDF, initially I struggled to get results, but with persistence I started to notice some results. This is a two-part video, hence, the second part of the video will cover how to increase the bike seat, the correct bike resistance and videos of mistakes made by many folks when pedaling with a raised seat, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, share and hit the subscribe button to watch more videos like this.